Muslim theologians argue that the cosmos was created by God in the sense of creatio ex nihilo. The opinion of these theologians, according to Ibn Rushd, doesn't have a strong Quranic foundation. The verse that says that God was alone, namely there was no existence other than himself, and then he created the cosmos, for Ibn Rushd, is interpreted in a weak manner. The Quranic verses establish, according to Ibn Rushd, that the cosmos is not made out of nothing, but from something that already existed. Take a look at the following verse. He it is who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, while his throne was upon the water. According to Ibn Rushd, this verse means that before the heavens and the earth there was another entity, namely water, on which the throne of God's power rests. Strictly speaking, before the heavens and the earth were created, there was water and a throne. After the throne, water, then the heavens emerged in the form of smoke, as stated in the following verse. Then he turned to heaven while it was smoke, and said unto it and unto the earth, Come willingly or unwillingly. They said, We come willingly. The verse before this verse elucidates that God created the earth, which he decorated with mountains and filled it with all kinds of food. Then God ascended into the heavens, which at that time was still smoke. Ibn Rushd interprets this verse to mean that the heaven was made from something, namely smoke. Have those who disbelieve not considered that the heavens and the earth were sewn together, and we rent them asunder, and we made every living thing from water? Will they not then believe? This verse is interpreted that the heavens and the earth originally came from the same element and then were separated into two different fields. From the verses above, it can be concluded that before the earth and heavens were created, there had been other entities. In some verse, that entity is water, while in the other, that entity is smoke. Water and smoke are quite close. Furthermore, it can also be concluded that the earth and heavens were created from smoke or water and not of nothing. So the cosmos, or the world, seen from its elements, is eternal without beginning, or qadim. The cosmos is eternal without end can also be concluded from the following verse. On that day the earth shall be changed into other than the earth, and the heavens too, and they will appear before God, the One, the Paramount. In this verse, it is clear that the earth and heavens will be substituted with another earth and heaven. In other words, after the present word, there will be another. From the depiction of all the verses earlier, it can be concluded that before the word was created, there was already something else, namely ma, water, or tukhon, smoke. Thus, according to Ibn Rushd, it is the viewpoint of Muslim philosophers that accords with the very verses, while the viewpoint of Muslim theologians does not accord with the very verses, and in this case, it means that Muslim theologians are taking the metaphorical meanings, not the very meanings. Therefore, Ibn Rushd, by holding on to such a verse, argues that this word is indeed brought about, but is continuously brought about. In other words, the world or the cosmos is eternal. Thus, the viewpoint of the philosophers about the eternity of the cosmos doesn't conflict with the Quranic verses. Moreover, there are no verses that clearly and unequivocally say that the cosmos was created out of nothing. According to Al-Farabi, the cosmos was created not out of nothing, but a kind of emanation from the first being, receiving sharp criticism from Ibn Rushd. According to Ibn Rushd, Al-Farabi's view was based on a view originating from Aristotle's Theologia and Liber de Causis, which were mistakenly attributed to Aristotle by the Neoplatonists. Ironically, among Muslim philosophers such as Al-Farabi and Ibn Sina, such a view was being developed. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is almost never found in the history of Islamic philosophy that there is a philosopher who has vigorously and sharply criticized emanationism more than Ibn Rushd. His persistence on the matter is in order to purify and restore Aristotle's philosophy. According to Ibn Rushd, the Greek philosophers had never had such a view at all. It is said in emanationism that all beings arise from the first being, and through that one force, the whole world is one. Just like the parts of a creature's body which vary according to their respective functions, but still a single whole. So it is said, quote unquote, from the one there can only arise the one. Ibn Rushd considers emanationism is a theory that is not built on an accurate and convincing proposition, but is based on an invalid presupposition. So Ibn Rushd considers Al-Farabi and Ibn Sina the most responsible for the emergence of emanationism and thus being followed by many thinkers. Ibn Rushd categorically rejects it. According to him, it is possible that from the one there may arise multiplicity or many forms which differ in material, shape and distance from the one. Ibn Rushd also emphasizes that emanationism, promoted by Al-Farabi and followed by Ibn Sina, didn't originate with Aristotle or other peripatetic philosophers. This view comes from Porphyry, who was not a peripatetic but a Neoplatonist. According to Ibn Rushd, Aristotle had combined the sensible and the ideal, then said that the word is one and comes out of the one. The one is on the one hand the cause for unity and on the other hand the cause for multiplicity. However, many have difficulty understanding the meaning of these statements. So Ibn Rushd explains that from the one force comes, and because of that force, all beings according to their variety and form come into existence. In his explanation, Ibn Rushd emphasizes that the process of the emergence of all beings comes from God. All beings in the whole cosmos are related to one another, and it is this connection that causes each part to influence and depend on one another. And ultimately, the cosmos as a whole does depend on the first cause. Therefore, it is believed that the diverse entities are the work of God and appear as His creation, because He made them interconnected so that they become one. According to Ibn Rushd, the maker of the connection is the maker of all beings. This is how Ibn Rushd understands Aristotle's statements that the word is one and comes out of the one. From these statements, Ibn Rushd is convinced that God created this word with His will, essentially, not symbolically. This is a form rejection of emanationism, which asserts that the creation of the whole world is only symbolical, because it proceeds through consequently emanating from one realm to the next. That is, Ibn Rushd emphasizes that creation really exists in reality, not just a consequence of an emanation process. Ibn Rushd respectfully acknowledges the scholarly authority of Al-Ghazali, so he seems very serious about responding to Al-Ghazali's attacks on philosophers, especially in terms of the process of creation. According to Al-Ghazali, like the beliefs of Muslim theologians, the cosmos was created by God out of nothing, creatio ex nihilo. Creation out of nothing confirms the existence of a creator, since those who have existed do not need one who creates them. That is to say, this world must be created out of nothing. According to Ibn Rushd, creation ex nihilo in Al-Ghazali's view is impossible and cannot possibly happen. From nothing, nothing can happen. Therefore, the primordial material of the cosmos must be Qadim, eternal without beginning. According to Al-Ghazali, when God created the cosmos, there was only God alone, and there was nothing besides Him. Meanwhile, according to Muslim philosophers, when God created the cosmos, there was already something other than God. From something that already existed, the cosmos was created by God. In Faslul Maqal, Ibn Rushd explains that the dispute between them about the origin of the creation is only a dispute in terms of naming or semantics. Furthermore, they agree that everything that exists is divided into three kinds. First, things come into existence because of something else and from something. These entities depend on the existence of a creator and are created out of something else and are not eternal without beginning. This kind is objects that can be known by the senses, such as animals, plants, air, and all others. They categorize this as new. Second, things come into existence not due to something, nor are they from something, Muslim philosophers categorize it as eternal without beginning. It can only be known by the evidence of a demonstrational reasoning. It is God who creates all beings and sustains them. Third, things are intermediate between the two kinds earlier. That is, what does not originate from something, is not new, but exists because of something or created. This kind of existence is the Word. The Word does bear a resemblance to the first and second kinds. It is said that it is similar to the first kind because its existence can be witnessed by the senses, and is also similar to the second kind because it was eternal. Therefore, those who prioritize its resemblance to the new consider the Word new, and those who prioritize its resemblance to the eternal consider the Word eternal. In fact, this intermediate being is neither truly eternal nor truly new, because what is truly eternal exists without a cause, and what is truly new must be corrupt. Furthermore, Ibn Rushd argues that there really is a creation, and this word requires motive power or moving force, but Ibn Rushd's interpretation is different from the interpretation of theologians. According to him, creation is continuous at all times in the form of continuous natural changes. All parts of the cosmos change in a new form, replacing the old form. For him, this active creator who is constantly creating is worthier of being called the creator compared to the creator whose creation was only once. Further, regarding natural eternity, Ibn Rushd distinguishes two kinds of eternity: eternity with a cause and eternity without a cause. It is the intermediary that is the eternal cause of the Word, like the eternal cause of the mover itself. Only God is eternal without any cause, while the Word is eternal but does require a cause, that is God. Thank you so much for watching. You can help me out monetarily via my PayPal, and please check my Patreon to know who I am and what I am facing now. See you next time.